Hey there, and welcome to Motivation Monday. Regina Andler here with the Harmony and Balance Connection for Women, and it is time for Motivation Monday. And this week's theme is humor. How many of you want to laugh right now? Do you want to laugh? I know I always want to laugh. I don't know why, but every single time I look at this pig, it just makes me want to burst out laughing. No idea why. It's just a me thing, I guess. I don't know. Other people, I'm sure it'll make them laugh too. We all have our own things that make us laugh. We're going to talk about that. Here we go. From a VIA standpoint, we've been talking about our VIA Institute 24 character strengths. And just a note, we are on number, I think this is 23 of 24. I think we have one more VIA character strength left. And then we have actually gone full circle on all 24 weeks. So humor, where does that fall on the VIA Institute? It is in the virtue of transcendence. May sound interesting. We talked about transcendence last week. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in a sec. The characteristics to humor include playfulness and bringing smiles to others, being lighthearted and seeing that lighter side in any situation. Now, an overuse of humor, you could be a little bit too giddy. Have you ever met one of those people that it doesn't matter what you're talking about, they're just always giddy. That's an overuse of this strength. And then the underuse is maybe you're overly serious and you're one of those people that maybe you're told off and you don't have a sense of humor. A healthy balance of humor is needed for life. Now, we talked about the transcendence virtue last week. Why is humor in transcendence? Now, transcendence, that virtue, is transcendence is a word that we use. We use it to describe anything that takes us out of ourselves. You know, it takes us out of our heads and into the world beyond us, right? Experiences of transcendence make us feel more expansive and more interconnected with everything else around us. And that's exactly what humor does and what humor brings. So let's just bounce over here. I have a comment. Oh, Cher, just laughing. Thanks for being with us today, Cher. So let's see, as we go on, why humor? Why humor? Well, as a character strength, humor is the ability to recognize the amusing in whatever situation comes up. It's about the ability to make others smile and laugh. And whether you're in a work situation or you're out with friends, humor's a tool that you can use to lighten up a tense or stressful situation. And so humor is essential in social interactions, especially valuable as a coping mechanism when you're dealing with those stressful situations. Have you ever been in a really tense, really stressful situation and somebody cracks a joke and just the entire room lightens up and the entire mood lightens up? That's what humor does. Humor raises the vibration. So let's talk a little bit about the science of humor. Laughter is a very complicated process. When you think about humor, you think about something that, makes you smile, makes you laugh, right? And laughter is very complicated in your body. So when you laugh, you engage multiple regions of your brain and body. The frontal lobe of your brain is basically where the information's coming in, and it's the interrupt. Your frontal lobe, it interrupts the information that's coming in, and it decides whether or not you think it's actually funny. That's all happening there. And if it decides that it's funny, maybe the pig, if it decides that it's funny, then it triggers an emotional response into your limbic system. And that's a system in your body that's responsible for controlling your feelings, and it stimulates that motor cortex. And that controls your motor responses, like laughter. Your rib cage starts to contract, you start releasing quick bursts of air, which come out as that's what that is. That's what laughter is. It's those quick bursts of air coming out. And all the while that this is happening, your brain's releasing those feel good endorphins, those feel good chemicals into your system. And so you can't help but raise your vibration and feel happier when you're in a humorous situation or somebody says something funny or somebody makes you laugh. Your adrenaline level also goes down and your stress chemical, the cortisol, also goes down when you laugh. So if you're in a really stressful situation, one of the fastest ways to get out of the stress and get past the stress is to laugh. Of course, you need to find something to laugh about, especially if you're in that situation. So, speaking of how to be humorous, you know, you should treat humor as a necessity in your life. It really is. We need humor in our lives. It helps us get through the tough times. It helps us enjoy the good times that much more. I don't know about you. Confession time. I'm a snorter. So when I laugh, and I really laugh hard, my friends know this, and they literally have contests to see if they can make me do it. I'm one of those people that snorts when I laugh. It's the and yes, I just did that on here and recorded it. so that goes right into part 2 of laugh at yourself. Learn to laugh at yourself. I just want to caution you, laughing at yourself does not mean making fun of yourself. It's laughing at yourself, like me laughing at my laugh snort. That's pretty funny. Even I find that pretty funny. When I start actually thinking about that, and if I think about it too much, I'm going to start doing it. I'll start laughing and then I'll start snorting and I'll get myself on like this roll. And I'll tell you, it's very contagious. As soon as I start laughing, if I snort, everybody around me just cracks up laughing. So I'm happy I can make everybody laugh just by the way that I laugh. So the next one about how to be humorous is about being present and looking for that humor. There is humor in all situations, good and bad. Obviously, it's easy to find the humor in the good situations, right? There's always humor someplace, right? However, in those stressful, more difficult situations, humor might not be quite as easy to find. There's humor there. And the thing is that the humor doesn't have to be a big joke or something like that. It's literally something that's lighting up the mood. So lightening up the mood. And it's something that just makes you feel a little bit better. It raises the vibration. So as you feel a little bit better, that stress, that cortisol starts going down because you're laughing. So that's one of the reasons why, even in the most difficult situations, you really want to stop and be present and look for the humor in the situation. So here's a few ways to find some humor. If you're not one of those very humorous types, now I'll tell you, when I did the VIA Institute quiz on the survey, I'll call it, on your 24 character strengths, which you can do by going to viacharacter.org. And it's a free assessment, and it will rate your character strengths 1 to 24. They're all strengths, so even number 24 is a strength. It's just not one of your stronger strengths. Humor always comes in on the top 5 for me. I'm not sure why. I've never actually found myself as a very humorous person. Other people say that I am. I guess I don't necessarily see it in myself. I know I can make people laugh just by me laughing and snorting, though. So I guess that's a good thing, right? So one way to find some humor, if you're searching, is to go to a comedy show or watch one on TV. Have you ever watched the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? There's a show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I'm not sure where it is on TV, depending on where you live. Here in the New England area, we have a channel called MeTV, and it's on MeTV often. And I'll tell you, whenever I need a laugh, I put on Whose Line Is It Anyway? What it is a set of 4 comedians, and there's another comedian who's actually directing them all, and they give them situations, and the entire thing is improv. And so they make up the entire thing. And one of the acts that I really love is this one called Scenes from a Hat, and they get the audience to give them lines. It's they'll give them a scene. They call it Scenes from a Hat. So it's pretending that you're a singing barnyard chicken or something like that, something really weird and stupid, right? And then these guys will act it out. And oh my gosh, it is hilarious. I am rolling over laughing when I watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? So whether it's on TV, a funny movie, comedy movie, or going out to a comedy show, that's one way to do it. Find a good joke. You know, a good clean joke that you memorize, can lighten up any situation. You just have to make sure that's appropriate for the place, the time, and the company, right? There's nothing good about telling a joke in the wrong situation. You do have to be aware, be present where you are, and make sure. So something like a man walks into a library and asks the librarian for books about paranoia. And she whispers, "They're right behind you." Get it? Or, why did the chicken go to the seance? To get to the other side. Good, clean, fun jokes, right? Anything to make you laugh. And some of them are like, but bum. Okay, good. I'll tell you though, they still make you laugh. They still made you smile. Even if they were stupid, silly, they will make you smile, right? And then the next one is to find a humor buddy. We all have that one friend that makes us laugh, right? Maybe more. I've got a few of them. I have one in particular. Every time I talk to him, I am in tears laughing. And he always knows, I don't know, it's like he has like a link to me. He always knows when I'm having a bad day. And he'll either message me or call me and just give me a one-liner or a joke or say something. And I just crack up laughing, and it raises my vibration every single time. And I could try out my material on him. So I could take a couple of those jokes and read those jokes to him and say, okay, so how'd that come out? Was that pretty funny or not? So he's my humor buddy. And then we all have, we have that friend that makes us laugh at the drop of a hat. So that's that person. You'll practice them. And then the last one is to laugh. Just laugh. Have you ever found yourself all alone and something happened, whether it was, maybe a pet did something or you did something and you just cracked up laughing? Remember, when you laugh, you're engaging your entire body when you laugh. And you're lowering the adrenaline, you're lowering the cortisol. You can't help but raise your vibration. It's an automatic thing. You raise your vibration by laughing. So make sure that you instill some humor into every single day. I like this quote on humor. Humor is perhaps a sense of intellectual perspective, an awareness that some things are really important, others not, and that the two kinds are most oddly jumbled in everyday affairs. And isn't that the way it works? We have these things and this humor is there, and even in the situations that are not innately humorous, they're difficult or trying situations, you can find some humor in them. And when you do, it lightens it up. And what that does is it changes your response to everything that's going around and helps you get through whatever it is that you need to get through. Humor is a huge thing for people who are recovering from illness. So people who are cancer patients or recovering from surgery, they tell you to laugh, be positive and find the humor. Find humor and keep your vibration up. It's because your vibration is so much higher when you're laughing, and that humor is where you go. So, our weekly quest, laughter is the best medicine. It really is, because of all of the wonderful things that it does for you, your body, your mind, everything. And not only just you, think about that. It ripples out so far beyond you. I mean, have you ever gone into a room where somebody started laughing and you walked in and a couple other people were laughing with that person and you walked over to the conversation and you just started laughing? You didn't even know what they were talking about. You started laughing even though you didn't even know what the joke was, because it's infectious. Laughter is the best medicine. So, our weekly quest this week is to make sure that you find some humor in every single day and laugh. And when I'm talking about laughing, I'm not talking about, ha ha ha, ha, and that fake laugh. I'm talking about that belly laughing, nose snorting, funny laugh that you do when you are laughing till you cry and you just can't stop. That is the humor that raises that vibration up and helps you remove the stress, remove anxiety, remove depression. There's so many things that laughter can do for you. So that's what we got for you this week. And I've got 4 more quotes coming up. And the other quotes for this week will be posted out on the Harmony and Balance Connection for Women Facebook group, also on our Autumn Ascent Consulting business page. And you can find the replays of this video right here on Autumn Ascent Consulting. So I hope you find some laughter in your week and some humor every day. And until next time, bye for now.